The Lakers just acquired, you could make the case, Anthony, out of all players that are available, either by trade or by free agency, you could make a case that Anthony Davis was the best. Age, position, talent, right?
That's fair.
You could make an argument. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard would be number one in many people's minds, and for good reason. Durant would have been number one had he been healthy. Klay Thompson would have been kind of like on the outside of that, kind of on the periphery, like where he plays his game, had he been healthy. But you can make the case that Anthony Davis was the prize if you could acquire him. And the Lakers did. And I said on that day, home run. You get your guys. I love Kyle Kuzma. I think he's the best young player that the Lakers have. I do believe Howard Beck disagrees. But you keep Kuzma, and you do still have a couple of players that you could fill out a roster with. Now the question is how the Lakers fill out the rest of the roster. Do they create the space for one last big max player? And they have some maneuvering to do right now. Or do they use their remaining space to split it up and use that for a whole bunch of other, one would call mid-level players? Calling a player in the NBA mid-level is almost as backhanded as calling them solid. You know what you are? You're a mid-level player. You're not even a mid player. You're mid-level. Which, by the way, is solid.
Right.
So you fill out the rest of your roster with solid players. Danny Green. You know, you could see who those folks are. Patrick Beverley. These guys are going to want some money now. Danny Green, I think, earned himself a nice payday, but these are free agents. And if the Lakers can fill out the rest of the roster in the same way that, say, Ujiri filled out the rest of the roster for Toronto, then maybe you can make a run next year. And you have to do it. Look, you have to do it. Because LeBron's 35 and he's got 2+1 left on his contract. Now's the time. You're not building a team for the future. You're building a team to win in 2019 and 20 and in 2020 and 21. That's what you're building for right now. And you have Anthony Davis on your team for when LeBron does go elsewhere, retire, or decide to finish his career elsewhere. I don't know what his next move is going to be, but for right now, the move is to win a championship now in Los Angeles. Period. End of story. So I said that was a home run. Now, part of the reason we're having Howard on is he's giving voice to what so many are saying is that the Lakers just went headstrong into this trade and didn't realize the ramifications of anything, from having Anthony Davis waive his $4 million trade kicker prior to striking the deal because they could use that extra $4 million, prior to figuring out when the deal could be consummated because, you can't get a max player right now based on the players you still have on your roster. And there's even those that tell Howard Beck, without putting their name to it, of course, that Rob Pelinka, the GM, got fleeced by Griffin, a much more experienced GM, because Pelinka didn't know any better about figuring out the cap ramifications. He just had to get Anthony Davis and bid against himself. So here we are just a few days after. Great job getting Anthony. The Lakers get Anthony Davis. Holy crap. Celtics wanted him. Knicks wanted him. Anyone would want him. Lakers got him. They got him. What's it going to be with 2 minutes to go in a game and you've got LeBron playing a two-man game with Anthony Davis? What? Try that one on for size. Davis could take the game over by himself, and so can LeBron. And now you got the two of the guys as teammates. But wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Pelinka doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, the cap structure and... So what is he? Is he a guy that knows that he needs to win now and got the guy that he had to have to win now? Because he can't wait for... And everyone's talking about leverage, that the Lakers had leverage on New Orleans, and Howard is one of those people. But the Lakers couldn't wait around for Anthony Davis to show up on their 2020 free agent doorstep. They can't go through another season with LeBron in year 2 of his 4-year stay here at age 35 like they did last year. They can't do that. They can't do that after Magic first taked himself. They can't do that after Magic first taking himself and creating the concept of a dumpster fire of the front office on the outset of the most important part of free agency. Most important part of the calendar year of free agency. They can't do that. They had to change the narrative. Anthony Davis is a narrative changer. He's a game changer. Now, how do you fill out the rest of your roster? Well, he's working on it. And so many people, he should have worked on it before striking the trade. Maybe so. But he's got Anthony Davis. Isn't that the whole point of this? Isn't that you collect stars in the NBA and then what you what's the word? You feather the stars, so one is done 2 years from now and another one is done 4 years after that.
Kind of tiered.
You tier it. So, what is he? Is Pelinka a rube who just keeps on fumbling for the light switch and occasionally will turn it on properly? Are the Lakers a team that doesn't know what the hell they are doing? Even though they got potentially the most valuable commodity on the market or trade market? Are they still have time to figure out what to do and put together a championship team for 2019-2020? Are people jealous that they actually pulled this trade off? What are they? I don't know. But every single time that they take a step backwards, they do take a step forward. Anthony Davis is a giant leap for mankind here in Los Angeles. Are you kidding me? Everybody was calling him a dumpster fire. No one's coming here. No one wants to play with LeBron. LeBron has 2+1 left. If they whiff, maybe they should just trade him this offseason. That's gone.
Gone.
But no, Pelinka's an idiot. Even though what? How can this guy who, and I know you'll poo-poo this, who went to Michigan, seriously, you can't just be a dummy.
No.
Okay, who became a major agent in the business.
Major player.
Okay. Kobe Bryant just doesn't hire rubes.
Exactly.
How could he not know what the cap ramifications are before the trade? How could that just all of a sudden dawn on him? Oh gosh, we should have made Davis waive his trade kicker. We should have done that. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But there's still time to figure out a roster.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.